Happy 2022, my friends. We are going to kick off this year with one of my favorite art subscription boxes, SketchBox. Let's hop right in. I have seen what we are receiving this month, and I could not be more excited. It's something that I really enjoy, and I have been waiting to unbox this. I've just been busy over New Year's. So many fun things in this box. Let's find our card. I'm going to put this off the side, but SketchBox has a little information card with what you're getting and the prices and a brief description. It's very nice to learn about your materials. They also have a YouTube video that you can review to learn more about how to use the materials you get every month. This month's sticker. At first glance, it looks like an alcohol ink, doesn't it? But it is not. It's something very special. Okay. So here we go. We have the SketchBox Signature Watercolor Powder. And I'm going to pull out another item in the box is a Color Sparks. And these, of course, I use a lot. Does that look familiar? So this is what they look like. This is just for SketchBox, so it's got a different label. These are so fun. I love these for backgrounds, and they're just a blast to work with. And it looks like SketchBox has come out with their own kind. So fun. We have turquoise, orange, navy blue. I'm going to like that color. And grape. And then the one by Color Sparks, TCW Stencils, is Bougainvillea. And this is like a purplish pink color. This is going to work nicely with the previous ones we've gotten. We have olive and wisteria. We both got from SketchBox too. Right, so this box is already a winner in my eyes, but let's keep going. We have a brush. We have some Rembrandt watercolor in white, titanium white, a Copic multi-liner in lavender. That's fun. I have so many black liners. I just don't do sketches like that. So I enjoy the different colors. I can use them at work. We also have the Portofino SketchBox exclusive 100% cotton pad of 15 sheets. Very nice. I enjoy these. I've used this paper before. I thought it was pretty good. Okay, here is the featured artist for this month. Kara Rosalie Olson says that she is a floral fine artist in California. Very nice. I wish I could watercolor like this. I just, not my thing, but that's okay. I try. All right, let's get into it. I'm going to show you guys some things that I do with this kind of watercolor, which isn't your traditional watercoloring. Another thing I wanted to point out, I just got this in the mail. In my last video, which I will link up here, I mentioned that I made it through my SketchBox. I call these my art supply journals. I like to swatch out what I get in these boxes, and I filled up one. Well, the nice folks at SketchBox reached out to me, and they sent me a new one. Of course, this is not sponsored. I pay for my box, so this is personally my own opinion on these, but I do like SketchBox. So I thought it was awesome. I got another sketchbook. Thank you, SketchBox. Okay, so before I test these colors out for you, I'm going to show you what we're going to do later in a tutorial. Now, these are examples with the color sparks, so these are not the exact colors we're getting. These are the kind of things I do with these watercolor powders, and I do two different ways. This one's a little darker, as you can see, than this. I use masking fluid to do this, and I'm sure we probably got this in another SketchBox too. But yeah, I use masking fluid in a couple different ways to make little. This is more like fireworks, and this is almost like a piece of batik cloth. pretty neat. I mean, it's also very fireworky, but you can do other little things other than this firework motif. But yeah, I think this almost looks like a piece of batik silk or cloth. Very cool. So we're going to go over how I do these two effects in a little bit. But let's try out these colors and see what we're dealing with. All right, I made a little swatch card here. I have these up in my wall at all times because I use them a lot for just different things. By the way, if you're working with these powders, this is the outcome. It'll be all over your workspace. It'll be on your clothes, in your nose, on your cat. It'll be everywhere. Prepare yourself and really cover up anything you don't want these powders on. It'll get everywhere. So we got some really nice colors in here. Lots of reddish, purples, some blues, this orange. My green actually came over into my orange, but you got reds, yellows, oranges. This grape was very interesting. There's a lot of cool tone colors, blue, red, purples, all cool tones. I was a little surprised by these. The turquoise is more of an evergreen color to me. I got way too much powder on that, but the navy blue looked more turquoise to me. That's okay. As long as you know what you're working with. I accidentally swapped these two out. Don't mind that. But yeah, that green, the turquoise has got a lot of different colors of green, a little bit of blue. And the navy has got all kinds of fun things in there. We've got green, blues, got a little bit of red in there. Very fun. So I always keep these nearby to see what all kind of pigments make up the color. And if you're not very good about mixing your own watercolors, these are kind of fun because you can see all the individual pigments that make up these colors in the end, which might help you out if you're just not very good at mixing your own watercolors up in the pans. So I'm going to show you how to use these in two different ways when I do neat looking backgrounds. I'm going to start with what I call the dry technique. And this is just a sample. This is where we're going with it. First, I want to talk about a couple of things that I do. So if you have a bottle and you're used to working with your bottles, I know this particular Sparks bottle doesn't just spray out a whole bunch of powder. The new SketchBox nozzles just dump the powder out. So I'm going to show you another technique, but you can just take it from the bottle and just barely poof some air through it to get little pigments to come out. It doesn't take a whole lot to do this effect. Look, you can barely see powder on there, and that's all you're looking for. But this is a very controlled nozzle. So I want to show you how I normally do this. I put it in this little cup here. You can use a spoon, whatever you have. I just use these little sticks. And I use the air blower for my alcohol inks. So get a little bit on whatever utensil you're using, and I'm going to try to do this with my left hand so I can video this. We're going to try to get a nice splatter of this up in this area. And what I do is I control how much powder I have and then spray it with this lightly. If you go too far, it's going to just poof all over your table. Just like this. Now, if you want to make more of a firework effect and don't want it sprayed all over, you can just lightly drop this in one spot. Kind of move it around if you need to. But it's hard. You're going to get this all over. So just learn, practice, do what you got to do. But I found to really control it, you just can't take it straight from the bottle. You're going to have a mess. Okay, now that we have our pigment on here, and believe me, this is enough, just work with this. You take your spray bottle. It can be any kind. This is a very nice, long-lasting spray. I'm going to take you out a little bit here. You just missed it. Like that. Now, next step is to completely let this dry. Do not use a hair dryer, any kind of dryer. This is going to have to dry naturally all on its own. crap, I don't think I was filming, but let's start where we left off. So first I wet my paper, and then you're going to do the same technique with your air blower, and this is going to get more of the firework effect. Like that. You can blow the pigment around a little bit, but not too much. Let's get some of that nice pink right here. A little bit. I used way too much air there. Let's try that again. Right here. So this is the effect if you wet your paper first and you use your little air blower. Very cool. All those bits. It just kind of depends on which one you're going for. Now, our next step is to put our masking fluid over these, but you have to let this completely dry. Of course, you can use this as some kind of background now. It's just, there's a lot of pigment there. But yeah, let this completely dry. Do not use a hairdryer or anything. Naturally let dry. All right, they're dry. Both sets. So now our next step is our masking fluid. I never use these little nozzles because I can't work them. Now you can use a paintbrush, or you can use these little things. I use these for alcohol ink a lot, and these are disposable, and I have probably 1,000 of them. If I need to get a little more detail, I'll just go in with this little thing. Normally I don't do details that much. Yes, when you put this down, you're going to see it react and turn colors. Don't freak out. It'll protect the color underneath it still. It may not be as crisp as what it starts out here, but you can still get a pretty cool effect. Let these thoroughly dry. Right, our masking fluid is completely dry. Now at this step you can do a whole bunch of different things. First I see if there's any extra colors that I can re-wet like this and work it around to make a lighter background. Could probably make this color a little darker. Oh, Fizz is here to help. She's going for the water. That got real dark real quick, didn't it? We're gonna take some of that pigment off because it looked a little crazy. There. Let's do something like that. All right, I think that'll work. All right, so let's not make that same mistake. And let's take this off to the side so we don't get too much in our container. So let me tell you, a little bit of this stuff goes a long way. Let's just try to get some of it off so it's not so dark, but it'll still look pretty cool. It'll be okay. But let's kind of just dot it a little bit like that. Okay. All right. Time to let it set and dry again. Let it dry very well so we can take the masking off. It is time for our final review. Actually, these dried for a couple of days. I'm going to use my little mask eraser. Okay, here's the other one. I'm going to do it up close so you can still see. We have some of those neat, almost firework effects underneath the masking fluid. Now the masking fluid does react a little bit to the watercolor, but not completely. You can still get some of those neat crackle effects. And I think this effect here almost looks like a batik. But let's completely take off our tape. Okay, so here are both of our two examples. I think they turned out all right. All right, let me bring out my sketchbook and let's review. I think this is a very good box to start out 2022. These are all products I know I enjoy and I use, and this is a Tony Sketchbox in my opinion. Another thank you to Sketchbox for sending me my art journal. I really appreciate it, and I look forward to filling it. Anyway, guys, if you get Sketchbox, let me know what you thought of this month down below, and I'll see you in my next unboxing. Bye! Happy New Year!